Hi, I'm Debbie, and this is Book and Bujo, where I talk about all things books, bullet journals, and stationery. Thank you for joining me today as I set up my October bullet journal. And let's start with a flip through of September. This is my notebook therapy notebook, and all of these papers and the washi tape and everything that I used in this setup were from Journalsay. My calendar, my gratitude page, cleaning and habit trackers, exercise, my TBR, and my Devos tracker. And then I tried something new for my weeklies this time, and I did dailies instead, so I kind of did a weekly dashboard and then my dailies. And I started out using the original bullet journal key that has you do like the bullet and then you cross out, migrate, schedule, note, those kind of things. And I don't like that. So I went back to my way of doing it. So another little dashboard. And that's just, I kind of updated my key over here too. So I do a square and then I color the square in if I completed it. If I started the task but did not finish it, then I color it in halfway. And then I still use the arrows and the crossing out. So like I exit or I cross it out completely if the task is canceled. And then the rest of them are pretty much the same. This is working out okay for me, except that there's a lot of times where I need to write things ahead of time. And I know in my dashboard I can have a place for that, but I do prefer to have each day's set up already. So for October, I'm probably going to end up doing more of a mix between the two. So I will set up each of my dailies ahead of time, but I will still kind of have a dashboard and leave a little bit of extra space for things that come up. And so we're not quite here yet. So I'm filming this on the 17th, obviously. Kind of my word or affirmation of the day. It's kind of funny, you kind of pick out your word of the day or your intention or affirmation of the day in the morning, and then by the afternoon, sometimes it's completely opposite. So this morning I was feeling great. I was like vibrant, yes, today's gonna be amazing. And now I just don't feel good at all and I'm ready to go take a nap. And yeah, I don't know why. But I am excited to get my bullet journal set up though. So I have enough space here to do the rest of the month, and I have it go through here. For some reason I don't use all of this, then I will just put in a quote or something like that in here to make it pretty, or do some type of collage with more of these papers from Journalsay. And then my key, I will probably end up either putting in the front here with my bookmarks or doing like a little tab so it'll come out like this. And if I do that, then I will probably put that at the very back of my journal. So now that leads us to October. So let's go ahead and go through some of the supplies that I will most likely be using. So I did get this picture from Iron Horrors, and it's from deviantart.com, and I will leave that information in the description box below. And this is so beautiful. Now again, I don't have a color printer, so this one is kind of the reversed black and white. It's the negative. And then I also kind of printed one out that was just the regular black and white, and it was just a little too dark, but I still liked how it came out, so I'm going to use that in a different spread, but it's just this part of it that I cut out. It is beautiful, so you'll have to click on that link to find the deviantart.com and see what the original looks like. All right, so I'm going with kind of a witchy apothecary vibe, and originally I had kind of thought maybe black and white, maybe some oranges, but then as I started picking some of my colors, I have my Right Tech colors here, and it's kind of this bluish teal color, which I don't gravitate towards because I'm not a fan, and I'm not a fan of the peach either, which I think is one reason I'm trying to use them this year and use up those markers so I can get rid of them. I do love this brown though, but I do like the kind of vintage feel of these colors. And then I have an Ohuhu dot marker that's kind of a darker version of the bluish teal. And then I have some more Ohuhu dot markers in kind of the oranges, browns, and grays here. And I have my Aqua Spectrum Noir in Marigold, which I do really like this orange. It's kind of a brownish orange. And then I have one of my Zebra metallic brush pens in the bronze. And I do kind of have some color swatches here. So we have the 2 Right Techs and then that Ohuhu marker in those blues. And here's some of those orangey browns. This one's almost more of a brownish green, which I kind of liked. I'm not sure, this gray might be a little too cool. I may need to find a different one, but I love this marigold color. It's just beautiful. So those are the ones I'm kind of thinking of. But then I had kind of pulled out this Journalsay pack, which is the Magic Star candle. And these are more of like those pinky purpley colors. You can kind of see here. And I'm not sure how these ones are going to go with it. But we'll see. I may just switch up the colors depending on... Here's some other of the Journalsay ones from that same kit. And it's more of those galaxy colors, which I think it'll work with both. And here's some more, because it does have a lot of those pinks in there. But we'll see how it works out. And I also had a couple of these Journalsay papers that I was thinking of using, and maybe just cutting out the little kind of fairy person in the center and using that as another kind of witchy apothecary character. Not sure yet. But I also have a couple of leaf stencils from Archer and Olive, as well as a stamp block from Archer and Olive, and I have kind of a bronzy color stamp pad that I can use for those. I also have a pack from Journalsay that I have that, turn this the right side up. I have this Hugo little journal stamp, which I think would be really cool on there, as well as some of these little flourishes that I have here, which would be nice for little borders and stuff that I kind of want to use throughout. And then lastly, I have a bunch of washi tape. So I'm kind of interested to use these for some of the title headers and for days of the week. We'll see. I don't want to waste too much and have like a bunch of individual letters that I have to find someplace to keep safe to reuse later, but we'll see how I feel on that one. Okay, let's keep up with some of the Journalsay ones just because I have all of those out right now. And this one is the Marigold pack, and it has kind of that same vibe that I'm liking, and it still has some of those peachy colors that go with the markers I picked out. And then I also have the Manor Diary, which I think kind of has a little bit more of those gothic vibes, which I kind of like as well. And one year for Christmas, I got this Black and White Poets Society Retro Imprint series, which has a bunch of really fun washi tapes. And these are some of the ones I'm thinking of using. These have some really cool, fun shapes. Like this one has a lot of anatomy on it, which is kind of fun, especially for October. And then we got some potions and other things like that, like a ship, some random things in here, which are kind of cool. So I plan on using those. And then I also got this vintage green washi tape, which has like a bunch of mushrooms and other fun kind of green and brown ones. But they also have these kind of white and more muted colors, which I think would work fairly well for the colors that I'm thinking for this setup. So we'll see which ones of those I actually use. I only have so much space in my journal, so we'll see how many of these I actually use. And then lastly, we have the really cool moons in here, which I may or may not use all of them. Hopefully, I'm hoping to at least use one of these because these are stunning. All right. And of course, we can't forget my staples. I've got my staple supplies. I've got my ruler, my pencil, and a little nub of an eraser. My glue stick. This one is working better than it did last month, so I will definitely finish it up and probably won't use the same one again, but it's doing okay. And then my little handy dandy scissors. Also, my Staedtler Art Knife. All right, so let's put on some tunes and get started. And now for a final flip through. Just as bees make honey from thyme, the strongest and driest of herbs, so do the wise profit from the most difficult of experiences, by Plato. And again, this cute little witchy scene is by Deviant Art, and it's Iron Horrors. And I will leave the link to this website down below for you. And all of the stickers are from Journalsay, and I do have an 8% discount code if you would like to use that. I have the link down in the description box, and the code is Debbie, DEBYI. My monthly calendar page, my verse of the month is Romans 14:8 and 9. For if we live to the Lord, and if we die to the Lord. So then, whether we live or whether we die, we are the Lord's. For to this end Christ died and lived again, that he might be Lord both of the dead and the living. And then I have a quote from Sarah Penner, who wrote The Lost Apothecary. The unknown had once been an unpleasant concept to me, but I realize now the opportunity in it, the excitement in it. It's kind of fun. I kind of like how my calendar turned out as well. Little apothecary shelves. And then I have, so of course this picture is kind of the negative, so the black is white and the white is black, and then this is just the grayscale version of it, and I took one of my little Journalsay papers and cut a little section out to make the little window. And this is my gratitude page. My cleaning tracker, which I simplified quite a bit this time, and my workouts. My habit trackers, my Devos, and TBR. So on the books, I will write in the name of the books once I finish them, and then I will color in or cross off or somehow designate that I have read and done my Devos during those different days. And then my dashboard page, and then my weeklies. And I really enjoyed the little tabs that I had from my bookish tabs for my weeklies back in August, so I wanted to recreate a similar type of thing, and so I did that here. I have my little book journal stamp for week number 1, or I guess week number 40 in the year, and then I just continue that on, have these cute little Journalsay stamps, or stickers that look like stamps. And I have some different shapes. So here I just did squares. Here I just did outlines of each of these little potion bottles and such here. And then I have like a little tombstone just for the whole spooky season. And put in some fun little stickers. And then my little ghosties in here as well. And then I have my favorites page. So highlights of the month, things I learned, things I should change, memories, my favorite YouTubers I'll put here, favorite books, and then favorite movies and TV series that I have been watching. And then lastly, I have my content calendar for Q4 for the year. And that is it. So thank you so much for joining me today as I set up my October bullet journal. A little bit more of an apothecary theme and a little more cutesy than kind of the dark gothic serious. Maybe I will move that direction in November. And please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other videos from me. And until next time, keep planning. Bye!